Hello, this is Spartan Commander, and this is the 688th Rome Total War Brotherhood game that I've put onto YouTube. And just to say, it's one of the closest battles I've been in for a long time, and I think it's going to keep you guessing right up to the end. Okay, our first teammate is Brotherhood member Lando. Now, Lando has got 12 infantry, 2 archers, and 6 cavalry. Okay, 12 infantry, 2 archers, 6 cavalry. He usually brings serious cavalry, and there you are. He's got 8 upgrades on his Praetorian cavalry, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. So he's got some serious cavalry there, and I think that's a pretty good balanced Roman army there. Be interesting to see how well he does with it during the course of the battle. Okay, our next teammate is Brotherhood member Pompey. Now, Pompey has got the old bog standard 31k Roman army of 14 infantry and 6 cavalry. Do you remember the new bog standard Roman 31k army? It's got 6 archers, 8 infantry and 6 maxed cavalry. But I don't see people bringing that army much now. People seem to have reverted to this old bog standard 31k Roman army of 14 infantry and 6 cavalry. And the reason I think people have gone back to this particular army is because it's so effective and so efficient, and it's quite a well balanced army as well. I don't know what you guys think, but I think that is a pretty good army there. Our next teammate is myself, Spartan Commander. He's got his very old army of 13 infantry and 6 cavalry. Okay, 13 infantry and 6 cavalry for me. And our last teammate is Brotherhood member Aurelius. Now, Aurelius has got 12 Spartans, 3 archers, and 3 light cavalry. Okay, so that's what his army is. And the light cavalry here, as you'll see, he got good upgrades, 7 upgrades, an experience stripe, gold shield, gold attack. Now, these guys are ideal for chasing down archers, smashing into the back of damaged, tired, engaged infantry, and is an extra string to the Greek cities' bows general. You know, he's an extra string to the Greek cities there, bringing 3 fast-moving cavalry units. So I think that's a pretty good balanced Aurelius army there. And Aurelius is his faction of choice Greek cities. And here is the other team. We have Brotherhood member Crypto. Now, he's got 10 infantry, 4 archers, and 6 cavalry. Okay, 10 infantry, 4 archers, 6 cavalry. If you look at the upgrades on his infantry, you'll see his forward units there, if you've noticed, have just got gold shield, gold attack. They're going to make the first contact with the enemy. Notice no pilot shield unit in front of his battle formation there. Okay, now there is a reason for that. Okay, so let's just have a look. You'll see that the rest of us have got our usual pilot shield units in front of our armies there, in front of our Roman armies. Okay, so you'll see that the rest of us have got pilot shield units in front of our main battle formation. But can you think why Crypto hasn't got a pilot shield units in front of his battle formation? And that's, of course, because he's facing Greek cities. So he doesn't need a pilot shield, any pilot shield units in front of his battle formation, because of course Greek cities don't throw missiles. So that's why he hasn't got that. If we have a look at the upgrades on his infantry, you'll see the vast majority of his infantry have got 7 upgrades. An experience stripe, gold shield, gold attack. Remember, that experience stripe really does make a difference. And there you are, you'll see he's got his infantry general plus an eagle unit. So not only has his infantry got good upgrades, they've got a general morale bonus and an eagle morale bonus on top of that. So his infantry are going to be pretty solid there. And now I'm thinking that his cavalry, yeah, has only just got gold shield, gold attack on, because he's obviously spent most of his money on his infantry. Okay, so there you are. I think he's got mixed upgrades, gold shield, gold attack on some of his cavalry, and 7 upgrades on the rest of his cavalry there. So I think that's a pretty good balanced Roman army there, and it'd be interesting to see how well Crypto does with that during the course of the battle. Okay, their next teammate is Brotherhood member JGP, who's bought the Britannia faction. Now, he's got 8 infantry, 1 druid unit, 6 chariots, and 5 head hurlers. Okay, so if I look at his infantry there, you'll see his chosen swordsman there, 8 upgrades, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. Remember, these chosen swordsmen have got the same morale as urban cohorts. Excellent morale. And with good upgrades on, you'd be surprised on how tough these chosen swordsmen are. Now remember, with excellent morale, that really does help them. Also within his infantry, I see that he's got woad warriors as well. They're quite tough. Obviously not as good as a chosen swordsman, but they are quite tough. And of course there he's got a druid unit there. Now remember, barbarian troops have got very low morale, so to bring a religious unit is a really good tactical move there, a good strategic move to boost the morale of his infantry there. Okay, now here you'll see that he's got the barbarian warlord chariots. Now remember, Britannia's got two lots of chariots, the heavy chariots, which are about 500 denarii, and these barbarian warlord chariots are over 1,000 denarii. Now the ordinary heavy chariots have only got 3 hit points. These barbarian warlord chariots have got 5 hit points. And over the years I've experimented with both of them, and to be honest with you, these barbarian warlord chariots are far superior to the heavy chariots. Those extra 2 hit points really do make a difference. So if you bring the Britannia faction, I would always advise to bring the barbarian warlord chariots. And of course, Britannia chariots do not go amok. Okay, now he's got his head hurlers there hiding in the long grass. See the darker grass there? That's the long grass. That's where he's got his 5 head hurlers hiding there. So I think that's a pretty good balanced Britannia army, and it'd be interesting to see how that does during the course of the battle. Their next teammate is Brotherhood Barclayman. Now Barclayman's got 13 pikes, 5 archers and 2 cavalry. Okay, now if we have a look at his battle formation here, you'll see that his forward units have just got gold shield, gold attack on. Now these are the guys that's going to take the first contact with the enemy. They're going to take the missiles, and so they're going to suffer quite a lot of casualties. So why put a lot of upgrades on? He's just put the basic gold shield, gold attack on. Okay, so that's quite a good move there. As I say, no need to spend a lot of money on those units. If you look further back in his battle formation there, you'll see his more elite units with 8 upgrades on, 2 experience strokes, gold shield, gold attack. So as I say, the forward units would take the pilers, take the most casualties, make first contact with the enemy, and hopefully weaken the enemy. And then he'll bring his elite units forward there with their 8 upgrades on. So I think that's a pretty well constructed battle formation there of Barclayman. And he's just got 2 cavalry. Okay, and he's got 7 upgrades on the 2 cavalry. Remember, his companion cavalry got a massive 9 charge bonus. You've seen Roman Praetorian cavalry, the penetration that they've got, where they've only got 6 charge bonus. These guys have got a massive 9 charge bonus, plus he's got reasonable upgrades on them as well. But as I say, he's only got 2 cavalry. Now I just wonder if the good quality infantry he's got there will make up for the 2 cavalry. Be interesting to see. And their last teammate is Steve Longshanks with a very interesting army build here. Now you'll see he's just got 4 cavalry, he's got 6 archers and 8 infantry. Okay, now if you have a look at his cavalry there, he's just got gold shield, gold attack on his cavalry, his 4 cavalry. Quick look at the upgrades on his 6 archers. He's only got 3 upgrades. I'm guessing gold attack. That's what I'm thinking there he's got on his archers. Okay, so now let's have a look at his infantry. This might give you a bit of a shock. He's only got 8 infantry, but look at the upgrades. Fully upgraded urban cohorts, 3 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. Now those of you that like statistics might like to know that for a fully upgraded urban cohort, that costs 2,720 denarii. Now for that, you get a massive 20 attack and a huge 29 defense. Okay, now if those of you that watch our battle videos regularly, the battle before last, one of our allies bought fully upgraded Seleucid cataphracts. Now a fully upgraded Seleucid cataphract costs 3,030 denarii. Okay, but for that you only get a 13 attack and a 29 defense. Okay, so remember, these fully upgraded urban cohorts give you 20 attack, 30 defense for 2,700 denarii, but a fully upgraded cataphract only gives you a 13 attack and a 29 defense. So I know a lot of you like statistics, so I just thought that was interesting. And remember that each one of those experience stripes not only gives those units an extra attack, an extra defense, but also with the 3 experience stripes, that gives them their maximum defense as well, maximum morale as well. Okay, and remember, the morale is extremely important in Rome Total War. So these guys fully upgraded, maximum morale. And as I say, each one of those stripes give them an extra attack and defense, and as I say, maximum morale. Only 8 of them. There's only 8 of them, but that could be a very, very tough lot of infantry to kill there. Okay, so there's the teams there. You can see you've got Crypto there with Rome. Okay, you've got JGP with Britannia. You've got Barclay Man with Macedon, and of course you've got Steve Longshanks with Rome. Okay, so that's their team. We've got Greek cities, we've got Rome, we've got Rome, and we've got Rome. Do you think that either team has got a faction advantage here, or do you think overall it could be quite even? Should be interesting to watch. Okay, at this stage of the battle, I thought I'd talk about the new way that people fight with the pike and spear factions. If you notice, in the modern game, you'll see that most people kind of split their pike and spear factions up into mini armies, what I call mini armies. And sometimes this can be extremely effective, as we've seen in many of the battle videos that I've put on here. Okay, but also I think there is a fundamental flaw, if you like, in splitting up your armies into mini armies like this, because if you think about it, these armies could become isolated and get hit from several different angles at once. Imagine infantry engaging the forward units here of these mini armies, and cavalry smashing in behind them, and each one of those mini armies could, as I say, become isolated and easy targets for enemy troops. Now, don't get me wrong, the new way of fighting with the pikes and spears by splitting into mini armies, as I said, have been incredibly successful and very impressive in a lot of battles. But I still think that underneath all that, there could be a fundamental flaw of, as I say, these mini armies getting isolated and taken out. Now, if you remember with the old-fashioned stacked battle formations that you see me bring sometimes, if enemy attacks from the rear, you've got units that you can turn to face the attack. If you're attacked from the side, you've got units that you can turn to face to the side. Well, you can still fight forward. But these mini armies, look, if they get hit from the rear, the side and the flank, they just can't protect themselves as well as an old school tight, close battle formation of all the units, like, you know. I just wonder what you guys think. I'd really like to hear your comments in the comment section about this. As I say, this is the new way of using pikes and spears. Okay, at this very, very early stage of the battle, we've literally just pressed start here, and you can see Crypto's doing his usual tactic of running his archers forward in the hope of being able to catch some of the enemy infantry trying to move over to the centre. Can you see that rain of arrows coming in on the rear of those running Spartans of Aurelius? Okay, this is a usual tactic by Crypto, bringing his archers forward right at the beginning of the battle, hoping to capture some of the enemy infantry with his archer fire there. And as you can see there, he has caused a few casualties there. But this is a usual tactic that he does, and usually if you set back further you can counter that. But here is a good counter tactic by Aurelius. Here you can see, remember we looked at his light fast moving cavalry earlier that he had over there? He's now moved them in to attack Crypto's archers there. Now this was a nice counter here by Aurelius. Fast moving cavalry going to take out most of Crypto's archers here, I would suggest, before Crypto can get his heavy slow moving cavalry in comparison to these light cavalry over to help the archers there. Look at the damage that those cavalry are doing to those archers of Crypto's there. So that was a nice move there. I think, as you could see, Aurelius was expecting that archer attack, and that's why he had his cavalry in a good position. Here you'll see Pompey, as we know, very aggressive player here, moving towards the enemy troops there. Obviously wants to throw in loads of pilots there to weaken their units. You can see I'm moving my army forward, my Scipio army forward towards the Britannia army there. So both Pompey and myself are being aggressive here and hitting the two centre armies of their enemy, of the enemy team's battle formations there. Okay, over here you'll see Lando being his usually aggressive self here, moving towards Steve Longshanks' Julii army there. So as I say, our team being very aggressive right from the very start of the battle. Now make no mistake here, Pompey would have thrown in a lot of pilots into those Macedonian units already, and now he's attacking them. Now what I'm thinking here, he's going to attack them head on to hold and pin those two units while he gets units around the side. Let's just pause the game for a second here. So as I say, you can see Pompey attacking the Macedonians there. And as I say, you can see, he's charging forward. Can you see how his units have got down those pikes? And if you notice, a lot of those Macedonian troops have drawn their swords. So it's a sword-on-sword battle here. And you'll see that, don't forget, the urban cohorts will have better specs than the Macedonians. So that's a pretty good move there of Pompey. Okay, and over here on our left flank, as I say, you can see Lando charging forward. Now if you notice, the big group of Steve Longshanks archers seem to be a bit exposed there to me, to a cavalry hit. You've got a couple of JGPs chariots there, and if you notice Lando's troops, let's see him frightened, by chariots. Okay, remember when units are frightened by chariots, they lose a lot of morale and destabilize them, making them more susceptible to routing. But as I say here, you can see I'm moving my Scipio army forward, but this is a nice move by Barclayman here. Okay, I want to hit those Britannia troops, but Barclayman's going to put a pike unit out in front of them, and it wouldn't surprise me if that was a holding unit there to try and hold me back a bit while the Britannia army moves back a bit. We'll just have to see if that's going to happen. Now here you can see Aurelius's 3 mini armies moving forward towards Crypto's infantry. Okay, you can see them moving forward there, but if you notice here, very dangerously, I think, for Aurelius, Crypto's got his cavalry in behind Aurelius's 3 mini armies. Okay, now as we talked about before, I think mini armies can be very susceptible to being kind of cut off and isolated there. Now you think if Crypto attacks the front of those Spartans, holding and pinning those units, well, he gets his cavalry in behind any of those mini armies and smashes into the back. You could potentially take out all of Aurelius's army there. I don't know what you guys think, but here you can see I'm moving my Scipio army forward here, and as I say, Barclayman here doing a good delay in action here, I think, by bringing his that pike unit there, puts his pikes down, try and hold my army up a bit there. I think, well, the Britannia general may well move his army back because he's got his head hurlers hiding in the long grass. So what I'm thinking is here, if the Britannia general takes his army back, he'll get closer to his head hurlers. Here, as I say, nice attacking move here by Pompey. Now, can you notice here, he's getting around the side of those pike units. Okay, so that's a nice move. You need to attack him. He's not attacking this particular unit head on, but he's getting around the side. Now here, he's used another tactic, pinning and holding that Macedonian unit while he gets another unit round its flank. You see, that's two good attacking moves on pike units there by Pompey. Okay, now over here on the left flank, as we saw earlier, Steve Longshanks' archers were very exposed there to being hit by both enemy cavalry and infantry. Okay, remember Steve, I think, only had 4 cavalry there, and you can see Lando here taking those archers out. Okay, so Steve's archers are being taken out while Lando moves his infantry towards Steve's infantry, and you've got Pompey's cavalry there ready to charge in. Okay, so on our left flank here, there's a lot going on, looking to try and take out that left flank. At the rear of the enemy battle formations, you'll see that they've got their chariots, those barbarian warlord chariots ready to throw in. Okay, and as I say, I'm aggressively going forward here. I want to try and take out that Macedon unit that's been put as a blocking force to me. There you are, let's see. And there you can see the Britannia general taking his infantry back closer to his hidden head hurlers. You see, that was a good move there. So Barclayman blocked and held me while the Britannia general retreated. See that Macedon unit there holding and blocking me while the Britannia general moves back, as I say, getting closer to his hidden head hurlers who are hiding in the long grass. So that was a good tactical move there, a good team move there, I think, from Barclayman and JGP. So well done to them. Nice move there. And let's say in the centre here, you'll see Pompey doing really well against those Macedonian units there. I think doing very well there. And as I say, I've managed to break that Macedonian unit, and I'm moving towards them now. Over here, as I said, we talked about earlier, these 3 mini armies of Aurelius that can do very well on the battlefield. Make no mistake, they can do well, but I do think there's a fundamental flaw in mini armies that sometimes can be exposed, if you like, on the battlefield. Now here, you'll see Crypto not only using his archers to shoot into the rear of those one of those mini armies there. You can see a lot of archers there shooting into the rear. You'll see dead Spartans there. Can you see where those archers have been shooting into the rear of those engaged Spartan units? Alright, and but plus here, Crypto's cavalry coming over. Okay, now just look at the targets that he's got into the rear of those engaged Spartan units there, and he's going to cause if he doesn't rout them, he's going to cause a heck of a lot of damage to them. Now Aurelius, I think, can see those cavalry coming over. I think he tries to turn his units to meet the crash, like a bang as that cavalry smashes in there. But 6 units of good cavalry smashing into the rear or into that mini army, plus as I say, Crypto's got his infantry attacking them as well. It could cause some big problems. Now if you notice here, I'm bringing my cavalry over to try and help. Okay, here I'm bringing my cavalry over to try and help Aurelius here on our right flank. Okay, so I'm trying to help here, but also you'll see that Barclayman has brought some of his Macedonian long-piked pikemen over here as well to counter the Spartans. Now remember, Spartans don't do very well against the long pikes of Macedon, and you can see there's Spartan units already starting to rout. Some of Aurelius' Spartan units, as I say, you can see them already routing here on our right flank. Okay, so with the Macedonian help there, plus that cavalry of Crypto's, as I say, I'm going to try and charge my cavalry into Crypto's cavalry there. Here you'll see that I've now attacked, full out attack here onto the Britannia infantry. Okay, you can see there really trying to push through the Britannia infantry, those chosen swordsmen and those woad warriors, and those that druid unit there will be giving them good morale. Okay, now here the head hurlers that have come out of hiding because they were in the long grass, and they're starting to throw those effective against armor heads into my infantry. Remember, those effective against armor heads can be absolutely devastating. You know, you can see whole units kind of melt in front of your eyes with the devastation that those effective against armor heads can do. But as I say, I'm really trying to push forward here into the Britannia line and trying to force a breakthrough here on our right centre. If I can force a breakthrough here, that'd be good. But just look at those chariots, those Britannia warlord chariots ready to charge in. Over here on our left flank, you'll see that both Pompey with his Brutii army and Lando with his SPQR army are attacking the enemy Julii and some Macedonian units over here. If you notice, Barclayman is using his Macedonian units extremely well in helping his teammates here. And as I say, those barbarian warlord chariots are ready to attack. But over here, as I say, I'm trying to help Aurelius with my cavalry, and bang, as my cavalry charges in there. But Crypto does the right thing. Can you see he's taking his cavalry away from mine and drawing my cavalry into some of his infantry units? Can you see there's a couple of his Julii infantry units there that will now engage my cavalry, and it wouldn't surprise me now if he turns his cavalry, okay, into attacking my cavalry, so I'm fighting infantry and cavalry. The only thing I can do now is to try and pull my cavalry back. Of course, I will be targeted by some of Crypto's archers as well, so I'm going to be losing cavalry from those archers there, so I need to just pull my cavalry back out the way as soon as I can there from that counter-attack from Crypto there, using his infantry and cavalry. And I got a feeling a couple of my units here could be caught, okay, by enemy cavalry and infantry. Now over here you will see that JGP has now decided to charge in his barbarian warlord chariots straight through his infantry, it looks to me, into my infantry there. And here comes those barbarian warlord chariots. Get ready for this. Bang, as they charge in there. Remember, those chariots have got massive fear factor that they're bringing there, taking morale away from my troops, destabilizing my troops, making them more susceptible to routing there. Look at those chariots really charge in there. Plus the Britannia infantry is really surging forward. Plus you got those head hurlers attacking me as well with those effective against armor heads. Look how those chariots have got in behind me, okay, and you can see that the infantry of the Britannia troops there are really pushing in on me, as well as those chariots and those effective against armor heads coming in on me as well. But remember, I've got 2 eagle units and a general units and good upgrades on my infantry that will add morale to my troops. But over here you'll see I've lost a couple of my cavalry units, as I thought I would. Okay, couldn't get them out quick enough. They were fighting infantry and cavalry, so I've lost 2 of my cavalry. I've only got 4 cavalry units left now. And remember that what I'm going to do with them is I'm going to try and charge them through my infantry into those Britannia troops. I'm going to aim for the head hurlers at the back there, so hopefully my cavalry would try and crash through the enemy. Over here on our left flank you can see Lando's SPQR army attacking both Barclayman's Macedonians and those fully upgraded Julii units of Steve Longshanks there. So there's a lot going on at the moment. Here you can see Pompey running his Brutii infantry forward as well. But here in the right centre is where I'm trying to punch a hole through those Britannia troops if I can. Okay, but look at those barbarian warlord chariots coming in behind me as well. Look, bang, you can see them coming in. Right, there's my cavalry charging in. I'm going to try and punch a hole through those Britannia troops, my cavalry, and bang, as they smash in there. You'll see here, you can see Pompey's Brutii cavalry charging in as well from the flank. They're coming in from an angle. Look, and bang, bang, as they charge in there. But I'm really pushing my infantry and cavalry forward here in a surge attack. Then make no mistake, this is a surge attack here, trying to break the Britannia troops here on our right centre, so we can kind of punch a hole through the enemy team's battle line here. Okay, so let's just pause the game there. So with my combination of cavalry and an infantry surge attack here, we've managed to break through those Britannia troops. Okay, I'm going to send my cavalry through there, try and chase down those routers there, stop them from rallying. Just look at those amount of dead chariots that came in from behind us there, those destroyed chariots that actually rolled round the flank and came in behind my infantry. But here you can see that most of Aurelius's Greek cities, Spartans, have now been taken out. I think he's only got 2 units left, or maybe 3, no, 2 units left. I think that's all he's got. His mini armies were surrounded and hit from all directions. As I said earlier, that is a flaw of these mini armies, that they can be surrounded. Look up to that cavalry going in there and bang, as Crypto charged in. That's the Greek city's general, now been taken out in a sandwich infantry and cavalry attack. A real hammer and anvil blow there. And just look, all the Greek city unit, I think there's 1 unit left there. That's all there's left, with 25 men left in it, I think. He might have another unit somewhere else, but you can see the vast majority of his Greek city Spartans now has been routed. And I say that is a fundamental flaw to me of using mini armies on the battlefield. They can be surrounded and hit from all sides if they become isolated. Okay, so unfortunately there, our right flank has been broken there. He's got another Spartan unit there, but fundamentally, and you can see here, our right flank has now been broken, and all those enemy troops are now available to smash into the flank of my Scipii army there. Okay, but as I say, we've made a breakthrough here in smashing through the Britannia lines, and I'm going to head my infantry and cavalry over towards Steve's army there. But remember all the time through this battle that Steve's urban cohorts are fully upgraded. 3 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack, with all that brings with those fully upgraded upgrades there. So as I say, you can see Pompey here charging his cavalry into the flank of that Macedonian unit. Nice hit there, hit the flank. You can see a couple of these Macedonian units are already routing there. So over here, as I say, Lando with his SBQR army is attacking Steve Longshanks' Julia army there. Oh my gosh, that's the Greek city's general just been killed there. But as I say, you can see here that we're doing quite well on the left flank here. You can see that. You can see that Steve Longshanks' Julia army is being engulfed by numbers here. And I say I'm moving my Scipii troops, what's left of my Scipii army, over to the left flank there. But you can see that the enemy here, the victorious enemy on our right flank, is now looking to roll us up from right to left. Make no mistake, they'll be bringing all their infantry and cavalry over there from the right. But as I say, look at Steve's infantry. They are engulfed by enemy troops, and still those fully upgraded urban cohorts are still fighting. We're trying to kill Steve's general here. I've hit him with cavalry. We've got Brutii cavalry coming in there, trying to kill his general. I'm bringing infantry over. I'm going to try and kill his general with my infantry as well. But as I say, I can't emphasize how tough fully upgraded urban cohorts are. And here you can see Crypto bringing his cavalry over here and his infantry. Now what I'm thinking here, Pompey may well see Crypto's bringing his cavalry over here. And if Pompey's got his cavalry available, he may try and counter them. But you can see all the enemy troops moving over to our right. Okay, oh, and there we are. You can see that Pompey is countering Crypto's cavalry with his own cavalry. You can see that Pompey's bringing in infantry into the fray as well. Really good play there by Pompey. So now Crypto's cavalry is fighting infantry and cavalry there now. And over here you'll see that Lando is using his cavalry to make sure he's chasing down the routing routers there of the enemy troops. Okay, you don't want the routers rallying because they can come back and bite you in the butt. So well done to Lando in chasing down those routers. Now here you'll see that Steve's urban cohorts are still by and large holding really well. But here you'll see that the enemy Macedonians and Crypto's Julii infantry are moving over from right to left here to roll us up. They've taken out the Greek city's army. They're victorious. Their morale will be quite high. And they're going to be coming over here to roll us up from right to left. Make no mistake about that. Okay, you can see them slowly, gradually moving over. So Pompey now is facing Crypto's Julia army and Barclayman's Macedonians there with his Bruttii army. But here you'll see my Scipio army moving forward. Now make no mistake here, I want to try and take out that Julii general. Okay, that's what I want to do. But remember, that's one of Steve Longshank's urban cohort's fully upgraded units. Now here's something I wanted to show you, just to show you the toughness of fully upgraded urban cohorts. Right, first of all here you'll see that JGP has charged one of his chariot units into the back of Lando's infantry. Nice attack here. But here, just to show you, this is a fully upgraded Julii unit. I've got my Scipii infantry moving in to kill it. You've got Bruttii infantry already attacking it, and here comes Pompey's Bruttii cavalry. Now that general, if that was just gold shield, gold attack, I reckon that would be smashed and crashed now. But watch this. See that Bruttii cavalry going in there, and bang! I've got my infantry in there. There's Bruttii infantry in there as well, and still that Julii general is still holding. Okay, we've reduced its numbers there, but look, Bruttii cavalry, my infantry, Bruttii infantry, all attacking that unit, and it's still holding and still hasn't been killed. That's how tough a fully upgraded urban cohort unit can be. I know Steve only had 8 of them, but make no mistake, he would have done a heck of a lot of great holding here on this left flank for the enemy team. He's still got his infantry units fighting. A lot of his units have been routed now, but you can guarantee they would have fought down to the last few men in that unit. Okay, let's just pause the game for a second here to take stock of exactly what's going on. Right, now here you can see Pompey's Bruttii army is like kind of holding and pinning the Macedonians and the Julii army there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my Scipio army in behind the enemy troops. I just hope that Pompey can keep holding and pinning them while I get my infantry in behind and smash into the rear of them there. So as I say, as long as Pompey keeps holding and pinning them, I'll get round behind them. Now, if you notice here, something I've noticed, you can see that you've got the enemy Julii general and the enemy Macedonian general side by side. Now, what a target those two generals are. If I can just get behind here and smash into the rear of those two units, I'll try and take out Crypto's general and Barclayman's general there, if I can. Okay, so as long as I say Pompey's Bruttii army holds and pins them, I'll get in behind. Plus, you've got Lando's SPQR cavalry in the fray as well. Okay, you can see, if you look at Lando's SPQR cavalry, he's in behind the enemy troops as well. And he's got some infantry here, just trying to finish off Steve's infantry here on our left flank. Right, okay, so you can see here that Pompey now has pulled his infantry back, so he's no longer pinning and holding the enemy troops. So that frees the enemy troops now, look, to come and face myself and Lando's cavalry. So Pompey pulling his Bruttii infantry back there now. He's not pinning and holding them anymore. Look, frees these enemy troops up to face a threat coming in on their flank and behind them there. If you see what I mean. Straight away you'll see the enemy have turned to face Lando's cavalry. See how they charged in there to counter that, because they no longer need to hold the front against Pompey's army because Pompey's pulled back. Okay, but you can see here Lando charging his cavalry and up, bang, still trying to kill that Bruttii general. You can see my Scipii infantry have moved around the flank here. Now make no mistake here, I'm going to try and kill that Macedonian general if I can. Now remember, my troops are extremely battle damaged. I've lost a lot of units as well, so they're nowhere near the full strength. Let's pause the game for a second here. So we've got a fully upgraded, we've got Crypto's Julii unit there, infantry unit. Okay, which I'm fighting, but also what I really want to do is try and kill this Macedonian general. Then there's a lot of men left in that unit, that's 61 men, so that's going to be a big ask there. Plus I've got to try and hold some of Crypto's Julii army that's attacking the forward units of my battle formation. Okay, but the real aim here is to try and take out that Macedonian general if I can. Okay, now I noticed this, Lando's general is all the way over here. Okay, I think he needs to get that over there, because don't forget the general gives morale to his whole team. So keeping his general there out the way is not really a good tactical move. He's probably forgot about that, and we've all done that from time to time, forget about units. So he needs to get that unit over there. Now look at Steve Longshanks, still got a couple of his fully upgraded units left. There's one of his fully upgraded units with 34 men in, and that's going to be dangerous at this stage of the battle with those full upgrades on there. So as I say there, you can see the enemy Macedonian and Julii troops moving into the back of Lando's SPQR infantry and maybe into the rear of my infantry too. Okay, now this is good news for us. Aurelius has managed to rally a couple of his Greek city units, a couple of his Spartan units there, so he can bring them back into the fray, although they are tired, so their battle proficiency will be not very good. And over here you'll see Barclayman here, look, chasing down and killing Aurelius's archers there. Okay, so my guess is Barclayman's probably going to get some good kills here, taking out those big archer units there. Okay, so meanwhile over here in the main part of the battle, you'll see that my Scipii infantry is still trying to take out that Macedonian general there. And look at that unit of those cavalry units of Lando just charging, trying to take out Crypto's general. Really trying to take that general out there with his cavalry. And as I say, you can see my Scipii infantry moving in on that Macedonian general, but I'm trying to hold at the front as well against Crypto's infantry. Here comes a fully upgraded urban cohort units of Steve in behind one of my units there. Now here you can see, watch this, you can see Lando's cavalry charging in. They're very tired, but here they go, and bang, as they smash in there to that Julio unit, but they still can't quite rout him yet. I thought that unit, if that had just been gold shield, gold attack, it may well have routed on impact. Right, you can see there they're going for Steve Longshanks, his general there, and you can see now that Lando has combined his cavalry there to try and take out. Now watch that unit. Watch Steve Longshanks' unit. Right, did you notice there that Steve Longshanks' general unit didn't rout? Right, it died to the last man. It fought right down to the last man because it was fully upgraded. Okay, so that's what fully upgraded units do. They usually fight right down to the last man normally there, and that's exactly what Steve's general did. Right, now JGP's got some nasty chariots here, and I think my infantry is a little bit exposed here to that chariot hit. Now my units are extremely battle damaged, and their morale will be low anyway, and those chariots, if they smash into my units, could cause my units to rout. As I say, I'm really still trying to kill that Macedonian general. I've reduced its numbers down a lot, but as I say, that nasty chariot of JGP's could cause me some problems there, I think. It's a battle damaged chariot unit there, but it's still bringing a big fear factor, and it's still got a big charge bonus as well. And there you are, it's going to charge in now, look, and bang, as it smashes in there, routed one of my units on impact there, look. And now we'll probably bring that unit back out and charge it in again, getting a forward charge bonus as he does that. And you can see a lot of my units now are starting to rout here. If he charges that unit in again, it could well cause a mass rout of all my army. Right, there goes that chariot unit. I'm being attacked on the front by Julii and Macedonian units as well. And bang, as that chariot goes in there. Oh my gosh. Okay, so that is the end of my army. Okay, every single one of my units has now been killed or routed. I can no longer help. And here you can see Lando, a lot of Lando's infantry has been routed as well. So that's it now, I think, for our team. Anyway, you can see some of Pompey's units starting to rout as well. So well done to the enemy team there. You can still see there's a few of Pompey's infantry left, but you'll see that all of Lando's infantry and my infantry has now been routed there, so it's only kind of a matter of time now, I think, for the enemy to go on to win the battle there. You'll see a lot of Pompey's units starting to rout as well. So, as I say, I don't know whether it's right we should admit defeat now. Oh my gosh, look what's happening behind us. Macedonian cavalry going to smash into the back of Pompey's general. Get ready for this. Bang! As it smashes in there. And the next unit, bang! As it smashes in there. Oh my gosh, that's Pompey's general has now been routed, so we've got no morale bonus left at all. That was a really nice hit there by Barclayman, smashing into the back of Pompey's infantry to finish us off now. So I think that's I think it might be time to go into the lobby now and start a new game. There, really well played by the other team. As I say, it's close battle there, and as I say, you can see Crypto charging his Julii infantry in as well, and you can see the Macedonian general and that chariot of JGP causing. Make no mistake, he will be taking morale away from our troops as well. There, that's why he's just keeping that chariot using there. He's not charging it inlet, but he's just keeping it there to frighten our troops, therefore taking morale away from them, making them more susceptible to routing. So really well done to the other team. Close battle, I thought there. So really well done to them. And as I say, maybe it's time to get back into the... oh, there's Lando charging in some cavalry. Bang! bang, as he charges it in there. But his cavalry are all really tired there, so it wouldn't surprise me if they routed there against enemy infantry. There's a pike unit in there as well. So as I say, well, he didn't rout, so that's good news for us. You can see that Macedonian cavalry, they're trying to kill Lando's general there. That's what they're trying to do, take the morale away from Lando's troops. There's another one of Pompey's infantry routed there. You can see here, they're just trying to finish us off now. Look, you could see the Macedonian general there using his cavalry to charge into some of Pompey's units there. As I say, they're trying to kill Lando's general. As I say, Lando is our last general left. They're giving morale bonus there. You can see Lando going to try and save his general, but his general's been routed. There, the general's killed. And as I say, it wouldn't surprise me if his cavalry, the rest of his cavalry routed now. His general's been killed. His cavalry are very tired. There you go. So basically, that's all of Lando's army there has been taken out. Once his general was taken out, his cavalry that was very tired has all been routed. There's one unit left there of cavalry, but it probably will rout. And you can see the enemy have still got two. They've got Crypto's general and Barclayman's general left. So there's a heck of a lot of morale there for their troops there. So as I say, it might be a good idea now to get into the lobby and get another game going there, and just to say well done to the other team. I thought they played really well. As I say, it was a close battle, but really well done to the other team there. Let's say they're just probably going to finish off Pompey's Brute army now, possibly. You can see, let's say we've got no general morale bonus left at all. You can see they've still got, as I say, the Julii general and the Macedonian general. They're giving their troops morale there. And as I say here, Pompey I think has done very well with his Brutii army here. But as I say, with the enemy having two generals left, giving their troops that extra morale. And they've got that cavalry in behind us as well. Here you can see, I think it's Lando bringing over an archer unit here to charge in as well. Uh-oh, there goes that Macedonian cavalry. Bang, could it be the last charge of the day? Bang, as they charge in there. I was expecting to see some of Pompey's infantry routed. Oh, good news for us. The Macedonian general has now been taken out. I think I weakened him quite a lot with my infantry. Oh, you can see some of the Julii units starting to rout as well now. You don't think we could turn this around? Do you think our team could turn this around? I think there you are. You can see some rallied cavalry units of Lando's as well charging in. And there you are. You can see there's only one unit of the enemy troops left now. And we've turned this around. Oh my gosh. What a battle. Let's say this is one of the closest battles I've been in for a long time there. But we managed to turn the battle around there. So really well done to Pompey and Lando there. They did extremely well. And what a spread out battle this is. This is over on the right flank here. This is where Aurelius' three Spartan mini armies were taken out. Just look at the dead red cloaked Spartans there. You can see here, this is where, as I say, Aurelius' three mini armies was taken out here by a combination of cavalry and infantry there. Let's look at all those dead Spartans there. As I say, breaking your armies up into mini armies, there is a fundamental flaw, I think, there. Here's where I charged through the Britannia ranks there. You can see a lot of destroyed chariots and a lot of dead, well, my infantry and the enemy Britannia infantry over here. You can see where I think it was Pompey charged in with his Brutii cavalry. You can see a lot of dead Brutii cavalry there. As we move up the battlefield here, as I say, you can see more dead. You can always tell where the most intensive part of the battle was fought, and that's where the big piles of dead are. Just look at all these dead troops here. You can see, oh my gosh, you can just see it is a real spread out battle, but intensity all over the battlefield here. As I say, you can always tell the intense part of the battlefield by the number of dead, and there's numbers of dead all over the place here. I thought this is quite a spectacular shot of this Brutii cavalry unit there. I think that's quite, I thought it's just like kind of almost iconic. I don't know what you guys think. I just thought that was a really good, you know, something to look at there, wouldn't it? I think it's pretty unusual to see that, so that's pretty good. So, as I say, it's a really spread out battlefield. Here's another battle here that was fought, look, by between SBQR cavalry. I think this is where Lando was chasing down the routers there, so he did really well. But let's have a look at the troops that, well, I've got no troops left. Aurelius has got no troops left, I don't think. So you got Lando with one cavalry unit with 7 men in. I think he's got an archer unit there that he bought in, so that was quite good. So I think possibly that's the only 2 units he's got. Oh, and another archer unit. So that's all that he's got left. And I say, both Aurelius and myself, our armies were completely routed, and there you are, and you just got Pompey's infantry left there. So I'd just like to say really well done to Pompey and Lando there. I thought they turned the battle around. There you are, you can see all my army still routing from the battlefield now. So well done to, as I say, Lando and Pompey. I think they really turned this battle around here, and I genuinely think we snatched victory from the jaws of defeat. I really do think that. When you watch this battle, do you think that we snatched victory from the jaws of defeat? Seeing all our units routing, all Lando's infantry and my infantry routing there at that one time, I think it was really good. Okay, so first thing I'd like to say is really well played to everybody in the game. Everybody played so well, and as we thought, it was a close victory. Okay, highest kills goes to Brotherhood member Lando, 1,848 kills. But also, look at Pompey's kills, 1,822. Only 26 kills difference between the two of them, so really well done to them. So well done to Crypto, really good kills there with his army. He did extremely well there, taking out Aurelius's Greek city's army on that right flank. Well done to him. Well done to JGP. Possibly didn't get the kills that he wanted to, but I still think he did really well with his Britannia army. Well done to Barkley Man, great kills with Macedon. I think he got the third highest kills, so well done to Barkley Man. And well done to Steve Longshanks. Possibly didn't get the kills that he wanted to there, but his army held extremely well with those maximum upgraded urban cohorts. So well done, guys. Great battle there. Looking at my kills, 1,240. Not great. Not terrible, maybe. Well done to Lando, as we said, highest kills in the game. Well done to him. Well done to Pompey, second highest kills in the game. Only 26 kills between them. And well done to Aurelius. Got some good kills, bearing in mind he was smashed and crashed on that right flank. So I just thought this was an interesting battle for you guys to watch. And I thought Steve Longshank's army build, bringing those maximum upgraded urban cohorts, I thought that was quite interesting. And there were some other interesting army builds as well in this game. Please give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed the battle, and bye for now.